Hi everybody, Bryan Ballreich, Production Manager at Roland DGA in Irvine, California. Here to talk to you a little bit about cut features within our VersaWorks 6 RIP. On occasion you'll get a file, and even though you may have requested for all of the specifications that you need for cutting, somehow the file comes and it just doesn't work. So let's take a look when that happens and what we can do for troubleshooting. So I've got the file loaded already, so let's just go ahead and double click. And as I've mentioned, the client has requested print and cut, but when we open it up, I'm not seeing any visual verification that there's working cut data. I see there's definitely some line segments that look like they were meant to be cut. So let's see if we can figure out what's going on. So first off, let's make sure that we have let's go to the quality settings. It's the second tab down on your left, and make sure we have a vinyl selected. If you had it like a backlit material selected, backlit isn't typically a cut media, so it wouldn't be activated, and therefore you wouldn't see cutting because it's the wrong media. So you've got to start by making sure you have a cut-based material. In this case, we do. Another verification we can do is going further down, make sure that your cutting options are set for print and cut. So with those two things, verified, we should, when we have a file that has the correct cut designations, we should see visual verification, but we're not seeing it. So let's start the troubleshooting. So let's go ahead and close this out. And let's jump over to Illustrator. I've already got it running, and I've actually got the job loaded. So looking at the job, you see these two labels here, and sure enough there's these bright magenta outlines here that I'm assuming are the cut data. But when you look at them, the swatch has no information, and we go up to color and it's just a mishmash of different CMYK values, nothing special. Well, the easy thing to do would be to go ahead and make that the cut contour name. So let's just go into swatches, and we'll take that color and we'll just click here on our flyout and say new swatch. And you see it's taken those values, those CMYK RGB values, and now we're just going to type in capital C and then small UT and then capital C small ONTOUR. So cut contour, all one word, 2 capital letter C's. That is Roland VersaWorks reserved spot color name for cutting, for standard cutting. So that's dropping the knife in, staying down, and completing a cut. Let's move below that and let's change it from process color, and let's make that a spot color. So that's it. We've taken that existing color and we've redesignated it with a specific spot color name, cut contour. We'll say OK. So now when we want to do a verification, we've got that object still selected. We're going to go up here to color, and sure enough, it's the same color, but now it's actually got a designation of cut contour. Perfect. So now I just want to do that for the second line, so I'm going to look over here to this other line. It still has the old color definition, so real simple. I'm just going to go down to swatches, and I'm going to see now in our little swatch library we have one color, and it's designated cut contour. I'm going to select that, and just to verify I'm going to go back up to color, and sure enough that has now been updated. So both these magenta lines are now designated as spot color cut contour. So let's go ahead and file, save as, and I'm going to choose the PDF engine, and I'm just going to name this Tassos and get rid of the word final and say OK. And from here you'll notice that a lot of the times you'll get Illustrator default. So these are your PDF presets. Very simply, these are available presets for different types of printing. I personally always make a custom one called no compression, no profile, simply because I don't want any compression of the bitmaps within the file. I don't want any compression of the text data. I don't want any special rendering. I don't want any profile attached to the file I'm generating. I want it plain vanilla uncompressed. So I'll just say save PDF with those selected. We should now have a file just called Tassos. So if I go into my files here, and sure enough there's Tassos PDF, We'll load it up and I'll take a look. And since I have my material defaulted for GCVP, we're set to go. So now I should just be able to fit to media, and there you have it. So now you'll see we have a visual verification of cut data. The RIP has seen that reserved color name, cut contour, spelled correctly, all one word, 2 capital C's, and designated as a spot color. It can be any color you want, any color at all, but now it's been reserved, and when it comes in, instead of saying, oh, it's part of the print process, it sees it within the file, it grabs it, and then basically converts it for cut data. So now we have basically two things going to happen. We've got print data and we've got cut data all set to go. Notice that these dancing red lines indicate where that path was set, and you look at the other side, it's a little harder to see as it goes into these orange fields. It's just too close to the red color to see, but it's there. So one last thing, since I've covered this in the previous video, if I'm going to prep this job for output, I'm going to go to the clipping and tiling, and I'm simply just going to, with that open, I'm going to window in on this object a little tighter because I very simply just don't want to waste material. So bringing this up, bringing that up, we'll go back to our layout, and there we have it. Not too bad. Well, I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in another video in the future. Thank you.